Hi, my name is Megan and welcome back to my channel where I help freelancers, consultants, and agency owners land clients. If you're using cold emailing to try to land clients, then you've probably run into this very common issue. Your emails aren't being delivered. They're bouncing back or getting marked as spam or whatever's happening, they're not landing in the leads inbox and thus they're not being read. Oh no. Put very simply, when you send an email, your email service provider, or your ESP, runs it through a few filters. Then it makes its way to the recipient, and their ESP also runs it through a few filters. And these filters are looking for anything sketchy or shady, and if they find anything, your email might not be delivered. This is something you really need to care about with every single email you send, because your email's reputation is also going to play a role in deliverability. Deliverability. Why does that sound so funny? So if your email address is ultimately associated with a lot of complaints or unsubscribes, or it's repeatedly being marked as spam, then your emails are less likely to be delivered and you even run the risk of being blacklisted. And once your email address is blacklisted, that's it, you're done. There are a number of variables that affect your email deliverability. So in this video, we're going to go through some of the bigger ones and we'll talk about how you can make sure you're going about this the right way. Sound good? Give this video a thumbs up and let's get going. First, let's talk about warming up your email account. I've talked before about how cold emailing is very much a numbers game, and that means that you're probably going to be sending a lot more emails than you are right now. If there's going to be a significant increase in the number of emails that you're going to be sending, then you need to warm up your email account, which basically means that you are preparing it to do a lot of work. We care about this because if your ESP sees you going from 10 emails a week to 500 emails a week, it might not like that. It looks suspicious. So how do you warm up your email account? One way is to do it manually and to gradually increase the number of emails you're sending over the next few weeks. You can absolutely do this. I did this years ago. Or if you're using some sort of email marketing software, the software might be able to help you do it faster. I've been testing out Mailshake, and it has a built-in email warm-up tool, aptly named Warm Up Your Email. Basically, this tool uses your email address to send real emails to other addresses that they own, and their system automates the replies back to you from those email addresses. If your emails to them go to spam, then Warm Up Your Email is going to mark them as not spam. This is going to help you get out of spam over time because you're building up a healthier reputation. All of this is automated, but after testing out myself, nothing about it felt like spammy or shady, which is why I feel comfortable using it, because if you've watched any of my videos in the past, you know that I'm like, not into automations of any kind when it comes to cold emailing, but I can vouch for this one. And importantly, it's not sending these emails to anyone else, it's only sending them to you. It was actually kind of funny. The first time, you don't see the emails going out. So when I first started using Mailshake, I got a response from a name I didn't recognize, and I saw that I had sent them an email first. And I saw it and I was like, I never reached out to this person, I don't know who they are. It was Warm Up Your Email. So this is going to get your account ready to send a higher volume of emails, which is going to help your email deliverability. Deliverability. I'm having a really hard time with that word today. Next, let's talk about the email itself. First of all, if you're having any trouble writing your cold email templates, just steal mine. The link is in the description below. In both the subject line and the body of the email, you want to avoid any words that could potentially trigger the spam filters. There are many of these words, so you can just Google the full list. There are hundreds of them, but a few are, and I wrote them down, buy cheap, best price, discount, and free. Now, these words are completely unnecessary in your cold email anyway, so avoiding them shouldn't be that hard. So like I said, I've been using Mailshake to run my cold email campaigns, and what I like to do is draft up the email in Mailshake, and then I use Mail Tester to check the spamminess of the email. I talked about Mail Tester in this video, and I will drop that link in the description below. Mail Tester gives you a random email address to send your email to as a test. So what I will do is I'll go back to Mailshake, I'll take the email address that Mail Tester gave me, and from Mailshake, I will send a test email, which they allow you to do, to Mail Tester's account, and Mail Tester will tell me how spammy my email is. It gives a rating, I believe, on a scale of 1 to 10. So if you see anything above like 8, 8.5, you're probably fine, but just scroll down the page and it's actually going to tell you where it deducted points so that you know how to improve your email. This is going to help ensure that your cold emails land in the inbox and not spam. Third, let's talk about a few best practices around sending your emails. First, make sure you personalize every single email. I am going to die. These are going to be my last words on this planet. Personalize your cold emails. I can see it already. If you are doing this manually, then it's not a big deal. If you are using an email marketing software, then it should make it really easy to do this. If it does not, then you're using the wrong software. So again, let's go back to Mailshake. What I like about Mailshake is that, like most software, it allows you to add personalization tokens so that it will automatically plug in, for example, the recipient's name, company name, but they added on an extra layer of personalization, which I really, really like. So you can prepare a huge batch of cold emails, and then in one of the last steps, you can actually scroll through every single email. And if you want to personalize it further, you can. And I'm a huge fan of this because, again, me and automation haven't always gotten along because I think that to try to fully automate this process is a huge mistake. I've tried it. It doesn't work. What I love about tools like Mailshake is that you kind of get the best of both worlds. So it saves me a lot of time, but I still have that option to make my cold emails very personal, which has always been one of the biggest reasons why cold emailing has worked so well for me. So it's the perfect balance. Whatever software you're using, you need to have that freedom and that control. Next, you want to make sure you are always spacing out your sending schedule. Whatever software you're using, they should have a calendar where you can schedule everything out in advance. If you've got 200 emails prepared, don't send out all 200 at once. Send them out in smaller batches. That way, if something goes wrong, which it might not, but if it does, or if you find something you can do to make those emails a little bit better, you didn't just send out all of them, you still have all the remaining emails and you can improve on them. It's also a really good way to kind of test out different sending times, do a little bit of A/B testing. That's always a good idea. Third, if an email bounces, you want to check the error codes in that bounced email because they're going to tell you why it bounced, and it might give you some indication of, first of all, if you have any control over it, but also what you could do better in the future so that it doesn't bounce. Fourth, you want to practice good list hygiene. That is what we call it, list hygiene. So if you have addresses that keep bouncing, or if you have subscribers on your list that never open your emails, you want to remove them from your list. You want your list to be as engaged and as active as possible. So don't worry about your list of leads going down. It's not the more the better. Quality and quantity both matter. So having, leads on your email list who never engage with you is pointless. And especially if you are using an email marketing software that charges you per contact, you definitely want to get rid of those people. Cold emailing takes a lot of trial and error, but what I wanted to give you in this video were a few rules of thumbs. I don't know. You know what I mean. Some very basic guidelines, but still know that this is going to take some testing. It's going to take some trial and error. That's okay. That's totally normal. Like I said in the beginning, it's largely a numbers game, but don't ever think that that means you can skimp on quality. Okay? So whatever tool you're using, or if you're not using a tool at all to send your cold emails, you need to care about the quality of what you're sending. Otherwise, this whole thing is going to backfire. Cold emailing is how I landed my first few clients as a freelancer 15 years ago, and I still use it to this day. I also rely very heavily on LinkedIn to source leads, connect with them, and ultimately land new clients for my agency. If you want to learn more about this process and about how you can work with me to grow your business, scroll down and click on the link to learn more about my program, Revenue Spark. And if you'd like to explore it further, you can book a call to speak with me. And if you would like to try Mailshake for yourself, I have left a link in the description below where you can go learn more about it and take it for a ride. Again, all the links I've mentioned in this video are below, along with a few other videos that you might find helpful. That's all for today. Thanks for hanging out with me. If you made it this far, it means you liked this video, and I would be very grateful if you could give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel to show me a little support. If you have any questions, drop them in a comment below, and I'll see you next time.